Hello children, welcome to AIMS India's online classes, biology session, nutrition in animals. In the previous classes, we have discussed about our food, the nutrition, our food, what are the different types of nutrients and what is the importance of their nutrients, food, where does it come from? Okay, what are the main sources of food for us, for animals? Okay, the plants and animals. Okay, there are two main sources of food for human beings. They are plants and animals. So in this chapter, nutrition in animals, we are going to discuss about how the animals obtain their food, different methods. As we know that animals are heterotrophs. Based on the nutrition, animals are heterotrophic in nature. What is the meaning of heterotrophic? Yeah, the organisms which cannot synthesize their food and which depend on other organisms for their food are called heterotrophs. Shall we proceed, children? Are you ready? Yes. The animals depend upon plants and other animals for their food. Okay? Animals are dependent. They cannot synthesize their food. The animal nutrition comprises the mode of taking in food in the body, nutritional requirements of the body, and how animals can utilize their food. Okay, animal nutrition consists of the mode of taking of food in the body, nutritional requirements for the body, and how animals can utilize their food. These all come under animal nutrition. So digestion. What is digestion? Digestion is a complex process. It is a process by which animals break down complex food substances into simpler absorbable substances. It is called digestion. Okay, the process of procurement of nutrients is called nutrition. Okay, the digestion is the process by which animals break down that nutrients. Okay, there are different ways of taking the food by animals, which include one tabular form it is given here. So let us discuss different animals, the kind of food, and mode of feeding or feeding method. Okay, snail feed on it's a herbivore, feed on the grass. The method or mode of feeding is chewing. Okay, snail has a saw-shaped tongue. It is called radula, with the help of which it can cut into small pieces and chew. Next, ant. Ant is an insect. It feed on it is a heterotroph. Actually, it is an omnivore. Scraping. Okay, with the help of the mandibles, it cut into small pieces and consume it. Biting and chewing type of mouth parts are present in these insects. Eagle. An eagle is a bird. Okay, the kind of food it is a carnivore. It eats flesh. So with the help of its curved and strong beak, it swallow the meat or flesh. The mode of feeding is swallowing. Next, hummingbird. Hummingbird is a herbivorous bird. It feeds on the nectar of flowers. So the mode of feeding is sucking. Lice or head lice. It feeds on the blood of vertebrates. It has sucking type of mouth part, so mode of feeding is sucking. Mosquitoes. So male mosquitoes feed on the vertebrate blood. Male mosquitoes feed on the sap of plants. The female mosquitoes feed on the vertebrate blood. The mode of feeding is sucking. Butterfly. Butterfly possesses a proboscis. It feeds on the nectar, and the type of mode of feeding is sucking. Next, housefly. Housefly, it feeds on the decaying matter. The method is called breathing, or sponging and sucking type of mouth parts are present in the housefly. It dissolves the food material by splitting saliva on that food, and after dissolving it absorbs. Okay, breathing, that method is called. Snake. Snake feed on it is a carnivore. It feed on the frogs and rats and other small animals. So the method is swallowing. Okay, after swallowing it will twist its body so that the food material get broken down into pieces inside the body. Rabbit. Rabbit eat grass and the vegetables like carrots. The method is gnawing. Okay, with the help of its front teeth, it cut the food into pieces and swallow it. It is called gnawing. Leech. Leech is a carnivore. It feeds on the vertebrate blood. And the method of feeding is sucking. It possesses sharp suckers with which it attaches to the vertebrate body and sucks the blood. Okay. So like this, different ways of taking the food, the feeding habits in the animals. Okay. There are many animals are there. You need to observe the surroundings and make a note. Okay, so that you will understand better. Okay, children, observe different animals, your dog, cat, how it feeds. So all the nearby our surroundings, you observe the different birds, what type of mouth parts they have, how they are feeding. Okay, make a habit of observation and associate the subject with your day-to-day life. Okay, let us proceed. The feeding and digestion in microorganisms. Let us see in small organisms. The microorganisms are also living organisms. They require food for energy and reproduction. Some bacteria can prepare its own food. Such bacteria are called autotrophic bacteria. Autotrophic mode of nutrition they follow. Some bacteria depend on other organisms for their food, therefore they are called heterotrophic bacteria. Heterotrophic mode of nutrition is seen in these other bacteria. Okay. Next, for example, a well-known microorganisms like a single-celled organism, amoeba. Amoeba is a single-celled organism found in the pond. It is found in the pond water, fresh water. The amoeba can change its shape and position also. We know very well it belongs to protozoa, unicellular organism. It has finger-like projections. You can see, observe. You can observe here in the image. They possess finger-like projections. They are called pseudopodia. Pseudopodia. With the help of these pseudopodia, they capture the food and swallow the food. Okay, the microorganism we can't see with our naked eye. When you observe the amoeba slide under the microscope, you can see the pseudopodia. Okay, pseudopodia are the feeding organs in amoeba. Then there are wide varieties of microorganisms are there. Okay, we will see, we will discuss. Amoeba feeds on the microscopic organisms. It pushes its pseudopodia to the food particle, we call it as prey, and engulfs it, and the food particles is trapped in a vacuole called food vacuole. Okay, the foods are digested by the digestive enzymes which are secreted in the vacuole, food vacuole, and the undigested food is expelled out by the vacuole. See here, this is amoeba. First what it will do, it is a unicellular microscopic organism. Okay, it surrounds the food material with the help of pseudopodia. Okay, this is the prey. Then it extends its pseudopodia and cover that food material. Finally, the body wall or plasma lemma, the outer body wall, surrounds this food material and form a food vacuole over it. This is called food vacuole. It develops a food vacuole. A food vacuole is an organelle which is filled with the digestive enzymes. Food vacuole. Okay, it is filled with the digestive enzymes. So this food vacuole can digest the food material. Okay, the undigested food material is again expelled out from the food vacuole. That the process is called egestion. First ingestion, then digestion. Okay, then what happens after digestion? That food material is absorbed, absorption. Then it will assimilate, it will use it for different purposes, and finally undigested food is again expelled out from the food vacuole. That is called egestion. Okay, so this kind of nutrition seen in the amoeba. It is a holozoic nutrition which feed on solid particulate food materials. Okay, so there are wide varieties of microorganisms. Some are useful for us and some are not, some are harmful. The bacteria present in our intestine, digestive system, helps in the process of digestion. They feed on the food taken by us. Okay, so such microorganisms which live as internal parasites, endoparasites, their digestive system is very simple, or the digestive system is totally absent, because they are feeding on the already digested food material. Okay, so let us classify the animals based on the food habit. The animals are heterotrophic in nutrition. Why? Because they cannot synthesize their own food. One exception is there, that is Euglena. It is also a unicellular microscopic organism. It has a chlorophyll and it is capable of synthesizing its own food. But in the absence of light, it feeds on the dead organic matter and is a saprophyte. Okay, the Euglena is a connecting link between the animals and plants. It shows both animal characters as well as plant characters. Okay, it is a protist. The animals are also holozoic because they swallow or ingest the food material, solid particulate food they feed on. Holozoic. What is holozoic? The organisms which feed on solid and particulate food materials, they are called holozoic animals, and the nutrition is called holozoic nutrition. The examples of some holozoic method of intake of food by heterotrophic animals, based on that habit, the animals are classified into three major categories: herbivores, carnivores, and omnivores. So first, herbivores. What are herbivores? Means these animals feed on plants and plant products. So such animals are called herbivorous animals or herbivores simply. Example: cow, goat, horse, deer, camel, okay, giraffe. So many examples are there, you can add to that examples. Carnivores. Carnivores means the animals that are meat eaters, that feed on animal food material, flesh, blood, different. Okay, so such animals are called carnivores. Example: snakes, lions, tigers, eagle, frog. So many examples. You can add a list. Okay. Next, omnivores. Omnivores means these are the animals which feed on both plant and animal food materials. Okay, example: human being. Man is an omnivore. Crow, bear, pigs, ants, cockroach. So these are all omnivores. Try to add to the list. Okay. This is one type of classification based on the food habit. The animals are classified into three major categories: herbivores, carnivores, and omnivores, which you already know, which you have been studying from the lower classes. Okay. And next category is parasites. Parasites means these live on or inside the body of other living organisms. A parasite means which cannot synthesize its own food and which depend on other organisms for its food. Okay, that organism which provide food to the parasite is called a host. Okay, sometimes these parasites may kill the host also. So let us know more about these parasites. They are divided into two major types: ectoparasites and endoparasites. What are ectoparasites? An ectoparasite is an organism that live on the body of the host. These are blood sucking parasites. Example: lice, bedbugs, ticks, leeches, etc. And endoparasites means these parasites live inside the body of the host. Example: tapeworm, hookworm, and the Plasmodium, a malarial parasite which lives inside the mosquito and man. They are endoparasites. Helminth parasites. Okay, these worms are present. That's why you might have seen in the small children below the 5 years, or even in the adults also, deworming. Deworming means the process in which the worms can be eliminated from the body. Okay, it involves the chemotherapy, some chemicals, some tablets, oral pills can be given to the children, so which helps in the elimination of the worms, tapeworms, okay, roundworms. These are the worms which are present in our intestine and which feed on the digested food materials. That's why the children growth will be not normal if these worms are present in the body. Okay, they are endoparasites. Next, saprotrophs. Another type of animals, they are called saprotrophs. Saprotrophs means these feed on the dead organic matter. So example: earthworm. Earthworm present in the moist or the mud like soils. It is a saprotroph. And the next category is scavengers. Scavengers are the animals which feed on flesh of dead matter. Example: vulture. Some animals feed on the food masses, and they usually have organs for seizing, chewing, and consuming the food. Okay, eagles, vultures. Vultures are called the natural scavengers. Okay, even plants also there, the saprophytes and the parasites and even the scavengers. Okay, bacteria and fungi belongs to plant group, they are called the scavengers. saprotrophs, fungi. Okay. So herbivores are the animals that eat only plants. Carnivores are those animals which eat only other animals, and omnivores which consume both plants and animals. Okay. So this type of the animals are categorized into the different types based on their food habit or eating habits. Nutrition in complex animals or in higher animals involves several steps, which include the 5 major steps. They are ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation, and egestion. Egestion is also called defecation. First, ingestion. Let us study one by one. Ingestion. The intake of food is called ingestion. The method of ingestion may be different. That is, taking of food varies from one animal to another animal. The types of animal feeding by mode of ingestion, if you see, they are different organisms have specific adaptations to capture food and transform it into digestible particles. The adaptation may include specialized claws, specialized mouth parts, and teeth, and distinct beak, and the shape of the beak, sensory tissues, the ability to camouflage, means a mimicry. Okay, they will immerse themselves, or they mingle with the surrounding, their color of the animal. Okay, and the digestive system, the type of digestive system they possess. So they are categorized into some common modes of ingestion in different animals, and the examples of animals in each category. If you take the first one is filter feeding. Filter feeding is where it is one method. Organism passes water through specialized filtering organs. Okay, the organisms feed by straining suspended particles and digestible matter from the water, and such organisms are ecosystem engineers. By clarifying and purifying water, some of the organisms that utilize this method of feeding, that is filter feeding of ingestion, are the first category: sponges, clams, whales, and some bird species such as flamingos and ducks. Okay, comb like beak they possess. So it is a filter feeding. Next, deposit feeding. The second method is deposit feeding. Deposit feeding. Deposit mode of feeding refers to a situation whereby an organism, either aquatic or dryland creatures, feeds on minute specks of organic deposits that have been drifted by water. So these organisms are referred to as detrivores. Detrivores, since they obtain their nutrients from the detritus, decomposing organisms. The deposit feeding can also involve getting nutrients from digestible particles suspended in the soil. Okay, such feeders are dominant organisms in regions with finer sediments or muddy sediments. Okay, for example of such kind of deposit feeders include haddock, fiddler crabs, snails, sea cucumbers. Okay, these are echinoderms. Snails means mollusks. Okay, and eels, certain kind of fishes. In a food web, these organisms mainly play a role as decomposers. Okay, they are present in the bottom of the sea. Okay. Next, fluid feeders. Fluid feeders. Fluid feeding, it is a one method. Fluid feeders thrive on nutrients obtained from the fluids of other organisms. The organisms can be hematophagy and feed on hematophagy means which feed on blood. Okay, sanguivorous also. They are also called sanguivorous. Okay, they feed on blood. And certain organisms they feed on nectar, nectarivores, which feed on nectar, and plant sap suckers. Okay, so examples of this category include mosquitoes, aphids, leech, bees, and hummingbirds. Okay, hummingbirds and bees, they are nectarivores. Okay, leech, mosquitoes, they feed on blood, and sap suckers, example aphids. Okay, next type of feeding, bulk feeding. The bulk feeding is whereby the predators get the required nutrients by eating all of the prey. Some animals may exhibit the behavior by eating the prey in small pieces, by first chewing them, swallowing while other swallow the prey whole. So that is called bulk feeding. The food is then broken down into small pieces and nutrients extracted during the digestion process. Major examples of animals that are adapted to bulk feeding are, we are the best examples: human beings, lions, snakes, and some most of the bird species also they swallow. Okay, they bulk feed. Slowly they can feed the entire prey. Next, ram feeding. Ram feeding is the last method of the feeding. Okay, so it is also known as lunge feeding. The ram feeding mode involves the hunter moving forward underwater with its mouth wide open. As the predator moves, it engulfs the prey, means it swallows the prey. Such prey remains fixed in its position while the predator moves jaws past the target to capture it. So adaptation that makes ram feeding successful is allowing water to flow through the gills of the predator, as commonly seen in herrings and sharks. Best example of ram feeding, sharks. The shark fish, the garfish, and the water snakes have an evolved narrow pointed snouts, okay, which help them in this mechanism of ram feeding. Okay, children, so this is our today's class. Please read the book. Thank you for watching our video. Please subscribe our channel and press the bell icon for receiving latest updates.